Good evening. You're watching the main news on HKIBC. I'm Isabel Wong.
And I'm Raymond Yeung. Here are tonight's top stories. A revelation that senior NGO staff are paid more than civil service officials of the same rank triggers outrage.
The government stands firm on its extradition amendment bill despite growing protests.
And chances of a hard Brexit increase after British lawmakers again failed to agree on the way forward.
Four non-governmental organizations that are subsidized with public funds have come under fire for paying their senior officials more than their counterparts in the civil service.
But the government says public money is not squandered because staff of social service groups miss out on perks. Yeung reports.
When it comes to high-paying jobs, not many will think of social services. But the financial records of 29 social service groups reveal some surprising figures. The Social Welfare Department today disclosed the pay packages of high-level staff at different non-governmental organizations to enhance transparency on the use of public money during the 2017 to 2018 financial year. Among the top earners was the Tonghua Group of Hospitals Community Services Secretary, who took home an annual salary of $2.75 million. Although the position was of the same rank as the Social Welfare Department's Assistant Director, the NGO worker was paid $600,000 more. The director of Shan Kung Hui Welfare Council came second. She was paid $2.7 million. She received $200,000 more than a government officer of her rank. Also topping the $2 million mark were the director of the Christian Service and the executive director of the Society for the Aged. The Social Welfare Organizations Employees Union, which studied the report, noted the huge discrepancy between the treatment of junior and senior staff of welfare groups. It urged the authorities to better manage public money. But Labour and Welfare Secretary Law Chi-kwang argued that NGO executives do not enjoy as many fringe benefits as civil servants. He said the generous salaries paid to NGO executives compensated for the shortfall. HKIBC.
Chief Executive Carrie Lam has once again brushed aside concerns about the controversial extradition bill, saying nothing will be done if the government gives in to arguments from both sides of the aisle.
But the Bar Association warned that the amendment will strip the Legislative Council and the courts of the right to deny future extradition requests, allowing the chief executive to become the sole decision maker. Ahead of the extradition bill's first reading in the Legislative Council tomorrow, the cloud of uncertainty thickened, with fugitive tycoon Joseph Lau launching a legal challenge against the proposal. Wanted by Macau after being convicted and sentenced to jail for corruption, Lau's application for a judicial review is due to be heard in court later this month. But Chief Executive Carrie Lam firmly shot down the possibility of postponing the bill.
Well, as a matter of fact, the Hong Kong SL government is facing legal challenges on a daily basis. But that doesn't mean that we should put on hold important work, which is for the public interest of Hong Kong.
She pointed out that there would be plenty of time for lawmakers and the public to debate the controversial changes, which will allow the transfer of fugitives to jurisdictions that Hong Kong has no agreement with, including Taiwan, Macau, and the mainland.
We have scheduled to introduce the amendment bill into Legislative Council at the sitting tomorrow, and thereafter I'm sure the Legislative Council will form a Bills Committee to scrutinize the bill. So that is our current work schedule.
Lam refused to comment on the legal challenge, citing ongoing judicial proceedings. While the government welcomed all kinds of opinions, she said there was no way that it could accept all of them, or else nothing would be done. That said, Lam pledged to find the biggest consensus possible to alleviate public concerns. Still, the Bar Association felt there's no reason for the government to rush into adopting the proposals, which it says may undermine the city's international reputation. In a 12-page document detailing its observations, The legal body said it believed the changes would enable the chief executive to become the sole decision maker in concluding case-based arrangements with another jurisdiction, regardless of whether that jurisdiction provides minimum standards for rights protection. With LegCo approval no longer needed, there is no way to hold the government accountable. There were also no provisions to enable the court to reject an extradition request if it does not comply with the provisions under the Hong Kong Bill of Rights, the association added. It urged the government to engage the public in a full and wide-ranging consultation.
Security Secretary John Lee has rejected the Bar Association's criticisms, including a claim that the government is misleading the public by suggesting that the amendment bill will plug a loophole.
I respect opinions from everybody, but to me, it is a fact that I cannot deal with, first of all, at present, the Taiwan murder case, because there is no law. The second fact is the surrender on a case basis is full of matters that make it not practicable. So to me, it is a loophole that I must plug.
Pro-democracy lawmaker Ted Hui has told Eastern Court that he has the right to grab a phone from a government officer, claiming that he was stopping a serious crime.
He also claimed that the phone contained material that violated lawmakers' privacy, but he couldn't give details. Here's Yeung.
Lawmaker Ted Hui might have been happy to see his supporters outside